of you are traveling using your frequent flyer miles or credit card points. So because of that, I have these 3 experts who've traveled the world on their points. They know how to do it, they know the tricks, they know the tips, and they're here to tell you all about it. So,
these credit card sign-up bonuses are absolutely essential if you want to take these aspirational trips around the world, because unless you're running your own business that's racking up a lot of spending each month, you need these big sign-up bonuses in order to get the points necessary to make the trips you're going to take. What I use for my business, for my personal spending, is the Chase products. I use Chase Sapphire for personal spending. Often they run a 40 to 45, 50,000 mile sign-up bonus. I use Chase Inc. for business spending.
You could do a lot worse than starting with the Chase Sapphire preferred card, as we've already brought up. But sometimes it's good to start from what your goal is, and that might drive you in a different direction. If you live on the West Coast and you want to fly to Hawaii, a couple of cards that you might be interested in, Chase British Airways card, 50,000 bonus to sign up. It's 25,000 miles to get to Hawaii. 2 people can go to Hawaii off of that card. If it's a family of 4, you get 2 cards, the whole family could go.
So I am an editor at a site called The Points Guy, who basically, our whole point, very much like the site that Matthew writes, is to educate you on how to become a game player. We call this the game. Balancing credit card sign-up bonuses with mileage amounts, loyalty accounts, to make sure that you've always got as many points and miles in your pocket and are putting out as little cash as possible.
what are the different levels of points? And how do you access elite points or advantage mile points, frequent flyer miles?
When you fly, you earn 2 types of points. You earn award miles you can use to redeem for these trips like we've been talking about. You also earn elite qualifying miles. And how you earn those vary based on each airline, but it's dependent upon either the dollar you pay or the fare class you book in. And why does it matter? What does elite status do, right? You see, every time you board the airplane, you see the first class section up front. And most of those people are not paying top dollar for first class fares. Most of the people are upgraders. And I think that's the single greatest benefit of elite status, is that if you find yourself doing a lot of traveling each year, you usually buy the cheapest ticket available. Maybe you go visit family on the East Coast a couple times, go to Florida, go to Hawaii. That all adds up. If you're willing to spend sometimes perhaps a few dollars more to fly a single airline and you amass that loyalty in one program, just by flying 25,000 miles in a year, you're going to have great elite benefits like free checked baggage, priority check-in, priority telephone, priority seating in the economy class cabin, even a first class upgrade occasionally.
Who wants to know about hotels? Loyalty programs for hotels. All right, so Melanie, which is the best hotel rewards program to join and why?
It's going to be different for everybody. Everybody has different priorities in a hotel. I am a Marriott loyalist. I'm a Marriott Platinum. And quite frankly, the reason that I'm a Marriott Platinum is there's a fantastic Courtyard Suites near my parents, and they don't have an extra room for me. And I am not kidding. I go visit them 4 times a year, and I stay at the Courtyard Suites, and now I have so many points that I can get incredible rooms wherever I go. But you could also just as easily stay with a hotel company like SPG, Starwood, which has a ton of different brands, and it's gonna have a different kind of hotel for pretty much every need you have.
There are 2 types of travel. There's domestic travel and there's international travel. What is the best airline for domestic for points and the best airline for international?
Right now, as we mentioned earlier, American Airlines has the best. If you're buying coach tickets, American Airlines is best because you're being awarded miles based on distance, not based upon dollars spent. If you're really not into loyalty all that much, you should be, but if you're not, you're just trying to get the best product, I think Delta wins. And let me just say this, I'm amazed at, airlines, I think sometimes they figure, why should we let this first class cabin go out filled with elite upgrades when we can sell the first class product more competitively? So when you're booking a trip, especially if it's a transcon trip, look into the cost of buying a discounted first class ticket, because sometimes it's not that much more, and on rare occasion it's even cheaper.
But in terms of international travel, I mean, there's a lot of fantastic airlines. I think you can't lose with Cathay Pacific or Singapore Airlines. I mean, those are both fantastic. Lufthansa is amazing. Those are three of my favorites.
So how do I get lounge access without being elite status?
So if you're flying internationally, business or first class, you'll get lounge access. If you want to get a co-branded credit card, the major airlines all offer them that will also give you lounge access, priority boarding, various benefits that you would otherwise only get with elite status. You can also just buy a one-day pass if you want to. If you get to an airport and it's totally terrible weather and it's just packed, people are laying on the ground, just walk over there. It's usually about $50. That can save you on a really bad night if you have to stay there.